5.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video right here on Vlogtober. So as you guys see, I'm filming quite a bit tonight. It is, I think, going on 1 in the morning, but I knew that if I don't film tonight, I don't know when I'll get another chance to film because I owe you guys so many videos as is. So I decided I'll keep to the same outfit. So please don't be mad at me for having the same outfit, but I owe you guys so many videos, so I'm working overtime. But anyway, welcome back to another video. I wanted to do this for so long, and I don't know what happened. I think it's because I didn't learn a thing. No, I'm kidding. I learned a couple of things, but I wanted to do this video when I was fully ready to understand what my life encompassed, where I was going, my purpose, so that I could give you guys a video that was a lot more meaningful to me. I think a lot of people do YouTube video suggestions that are easy to do because they don't involve a lot of thinking process behind it, but I think I've gotten to a point where this video has become so meaningful to me that I wanted to do it today, right? So you guys can already see by the title of the video, it's the 27 things I learned before I was 27, and I'm really excited to do this video because it's a video I've wanted to do for some time, but I didn't want to rush the process. So let's get into it. Now the first one, this one is very true. The first one is that I have a strange addiction to eggs. Yes, I do. I have the strangest addiction to eggs, and I've come to accept that I love eggs, guys. Scrambled eggs, poached eggs, boiled eggs, especially as of late. I am loving boiled eggs. Ka aromat. Oh my god. I think there was a point in a day where I ate like 7 eggs. That's too much, ne? I know you guys are gonna say, oh my god, it's not good, it's cholesterol. Yes, I'm aware, but it's a lot of protein. But yes, guys, I had 7 eggs. I'm really enjoying eggs. I think they're great as a snack for breakfast. I think it's the reason why breakfast is one of my favorite meals of the day. But yes, I have a strange addiction to eggs, but I'm not mad about it. And sometimes when I wake up really hungry, I just make boiled eggs. The next thing I learned before 28 is that, oh, by the way, guys, I am getting older. I'm turning 28 in less than a month, and that's why I wanted to do this video in Vlogtober so that you guys could see all the things I learned before the 11th of November. The 11th of November is my birthday, so yeah, 11/11 manifestation. My parents manifested me. No, they didn't. They said I was a mistake. The next thing I learned before I become 28 is that your relationship with your older sibling always gets better when you're older. This is so true because my relationship with my sister was very turbulent when I was younger. I think we clashed heads a lot. There was a power dynamics. I lost my mom at a very young age. I was 15 and my sister was 22 because my sister's 7 years older than me, and it was very difficult because even when I lost my mom, I was living with my dad. I was living with my mom. She was living with my dad. So we didn't really know each other. We knew each other, but we didn't know each other. But I feel like when I got to my teens and my adolescent stage, she really wanted to kind of, control me, and I understand that she had to look after me. She had a responsibility over me, but I had to find myself, and I had to find myself navigating a divorce from a young age and then navigating losing my mother at a young age. So we would clash so much. I think it's safe to say I had a lot of mommy and daddy issues, and my sister didn't understand that because she really got to experience both my parents up until a fair age where she could, kind of navigate the loss and the pain, and I couldn't, So I was very combative for a long time. I was very quick to conflict because a lot of the time everyone expected that out of me, so we would fight a lot and we wouldn't hear each other. But the older I've become, the more I realize how much I need my sister. I love her so much. Like, she's everything in my life. Like, I fight for my mom, my dad, Khanya, my sister, and my siblings. That is it. Like, I fight. The rest of my siblings are my brothers. Nobody needs to know them. Like, ain't nobody care about them. Care about the girls, bro. The next thing that I learned before I turned 28 is that financial literacy is so important. Now, you guys would be very surprised to know this, but even as someone who I can say went to a good school, a good university, I think I've got a good shoulder. I've got a good head on my shoulders. One of the things that I really don't think I learned is financial literacy, and part and parcel was because for a long time I did not know what I wanted to do, guys. And you won't believe it, because people think that my career happened because it was planned the whole time. No. When I went to university, I wanted to be in radio when I was in high school, and my dad obviously turned that down. And I understood why he turned it down, and it's his money, so I kind of had to go to the school that my parents deemed fit. And at the time it was Monash, South Africa, which is now IIE MSA. And one of the things that I learned is that I felt really unheard, but I understood my dad's point of view. He was like, hey, listen, I'm not gonna take you to Boston to go do radio because you saw it from DJ Fresh and DJ Phonic, right? But I will allow you to find a degree that you feel will benefit you. And I had to research, and it was marketing, it was management. He was okay with that. I did my honors. I really tried to go into corporate. I actually did try. But in all those years, I never learned financial literacy until I started making money, which was from the COVID year. So 2020, 2021, and 2022, I had to learn how to save. That's when my dad kind of sat me down, because he saw I was making these copious amounts of money. And a lot of the time I spend my money on my family, my friends, because I feel like they're the ones who really held me down, and nothing about that will change. But my dad was like, you need to now think for your future, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now. It took me a long time to learn that how important saving is, down to the last rand. Like, you can go out on a night out, but you need to be cognizant of your spending. And I wasn't for the first year, and I think my parents let me go because they were like, hey, she's making money, let's be happy. And even when I did make my first amount of money, like my first big amount, which is like 25,000 rand, I bought my family gifts. It's not like I went to the street. I blew it. Here's my story, I blew it, but at least I blew it on my family, because they've had my back. Financial literacy is important. Understanding how to save, guys, I can't emphasize that enough. I still have difficulty with that, but I'm in a much better place to appreciate the money that I make, because I work hard for that money. So when I spend it, I know what it feels like to watch money go out of my bank account. The next thing I learned at 27 is that you never feel the same love twice. You really don't, hey? I really don't. With all due respect, hey, I make fun of all my exes. Drake, Jerome, Kenneth, Nathan, Frank, they knew what they were walking into. Okay, the others didn't. But it really is true when they say you never feel the same love twice. Like, the love I felt with Jerome is not the love I felt with Kenneth, or the love I felt with Drake. You know, I can tell you right now which was the worst heartbreak, which was the best love, which love was the most safe, which love made me feel at ease. It's because they all showed me different types of love that I can never take away from any of them. But it's true, you don't feel the same love twice. And this was a comment that one of my friends, Lindogu Sili, he made this comment once just when I was getting over Drake, and I just felt like I couldn't move on. And he was like, Naledi, like, I was dating other people, but I just couldn't get over him. And he was like, Naledi, you need to accept the fact that you never feel the same love twice. And from that moment, my whole thinking changed, because I was like, I want to feel what I felt with Drake. You know, like, it felt like an elation. Like, our love was just very different. And I wanted to go back to that because the toxicity added to that elation. So it's true what they say, you never feel the same love twice. But I'm glad I know, because now I'm in a position to say I don't want this love, because I know what it comes with. I know the cons that come with this love. The next thing I learned is that the older I become, the more I see traits of my mother in myself. Now, I rarely talk about my real mom on the channel because it still makes me very emotional. It's still one thing that haunts me a lot of the time, because it's almost like there's closure missing. I didn't get an opportunity to build a relationship with her. I didn't get an opportunity to show her that, hey, listen, I could do so well. There are comments that she would still say that sit in my mind that haunt me till this day, and it's been over a decade, you know. But the older I become, the more I see my mother in myself, like even in the way that I eat, even in the way that I want to be by myself a lot of the time. Even sometimes I feel like in my habits, you know, in my habits, I see my mother in myself. It kind of makes me feel like she's still here with me, even though I haven't come to truly, really, fully accept that she's gone, and I don't have anything that is like her anymore. So yeah, I see a lot of my mom's traits in myself. I feel like she's the one who keeps me going even when I want to give up so badly. And trust me, there are a lot of those moments, but my mom just says keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. I wake up and I remember her. I remember her face. I remember how she kept going for me, you know, in the middle of a divorce, 2 kids, having to start over. 1 kid is there, the other one is here. So there's a nickname that my family gave to me when I was a little kid. My mom used to call me Pona, and it's actually short for Mapona Pona, because apparently when I was a kid, I used to run around naked all the time. And every time someone calls me Pona, I get triggered, very triggered, because I remember her voice when she says it. But hey, I don't let anybody really call me that. I'm so glad my family has transitioned from Pona to Nals, because they used to call me Pona. And then my little brother, we call him Punka. And he hates it when I call him Punka. And I'm just like, what the hell am I supposed to do, dog? I've been calling you Punka all my So I guess I understand why it's so hard for people to stop calling me Pona. Like, stop it! I'm Naledi, I'm official, damn it! The next thing I learned is that when you do something you enjoy, you still have to work for the rest of your life. Yeah! Yay! Someone's like, when you do something you enjoy, you never have to work a day in your life. Stop capping! Stop it! You're capping. Cap. When you do something you enjoy, you still have to work for the rest of your life, because you're not gonna wake up and then it's just gonna, you know what I'm saying? I am so passionate about YouTube, but the point is, with everything that involves passion and hard work, they're synonymous, guys. They're not mutually exclusive. Even when I love something so much, you work towards it. It just makes it easier to bear with, but you still have to work. But it's more gratifying because it's something you love. You're seeing it come to fruition. But don't learn the whole, you never have to work a day in your life. Could you shut the fuck up? Shut up! Shut up! The next thing I learned is, if you want to be the best, then the opinions of the rest shouldn't matter. And I learned this from my YouTube journey, where I started mukbangs, you know, I started eating on camera. I really wanted to be different. I wanted to break away from the conventional beauty influencer. And it was met with a lot of negative commentary. It was met with a lot of, I don't know, I don't want to call it bullying, but people made fun of it and people didn't understand it, people didn't support it, until such a point where people started enjoying it. People started enjoying what I had to offer. And then it became a Naledi thing, you know, and then people started kind of joining into it. I'm never gonna say that I started the whole mukbang trend in South Africa, because I feel like there are a lot of other people who started when I did. It's just that nobody that you guys know. But I will say that as a beauty influencer who had a lot of influence at the time, taking on that role to break into the mukbang industry or the mukbang space was difficult for me. It was. It involved people making fun of my character, making fun of how I tell stories, how I eat. There were just a lot of things that I felt like, is this even worth doing? But I just kept my head down and I was like, guys, there's an end goal here, and the end goal has eventually paid off, because I've worked with most of the brands that I wanted to work with. Most, not all. I've worked with most of the food brands that I wanted to work with. I've worked with most of the brands that I've dreamed of working with, and I've never allowed the opinions of the rest to affect my end goal. And I think that's the most important thing you should take away from this, that if someone says, don't do it, don't listen to them. If you have the idea in your head and you think that you're capable, do it, because you're capable. You're capable. It makes me so happy to know that I've got 2 shows on a television station, one of the biggest ones in Africa. And I never even dreamed that I would get to that point. But it was YouTube that put me on the platform to be recognized for other talents that I never even considered. Don't allow the conventional way of thinking to keep you in a box when there is a bigger universe out of there that you can reach if you allow yourself to get there. So that was one of the best things I learned in this year, one of the best. The next thing I learned is that solitude is important in the industry I work in. Being able to be by yourself is very important. One of the things that this industry can do is it can swallow you. If you are easily, I don't want to say convinced, easily pulled in, if you're easily swayed by the lights, the limelight, the lifestyle, the vibes, the drinks, the people, the fame, the clout, it can really swallow you in an instant, actually. And I've seen so many people I know go down that rabbit hole where they get this one point of clout, and instead of using it to kind of capitalize on it, they just enjoyed the ride. And when the ride was over, it was kind of like a shock to the system, because the thing about marketing, and I've learned this from early years, is that marketing is a very volatile industry. One minute you're up, the next you're down. You need to really learn how to cultivate your following, cultivate your tribe, and know that you have something to offer rather than that 1 minute moment of you know. You need to make it into a persona, a brand. And I've tried to, you know, teach whatever I can, but people need to be able to cultivate that and see an opportunity and seize that moment. Carpe diem, seize the moment, seize the day, because tomorrow might not be that day. And those are the facts. I've seen a lot of Instagram influencers that I thought would be so big, and the next day they were gone, dude. Like, they were gone. So I think seize the moment and don't get swayed by the industry, and be yourself, be in your own space. Learn how to be alone. Learn how to say no, that's enough. My aunt, Mama Felicia Hadby, my aunt is a teacher, and she once made this comment to me that I'll never forget. Hadby, Felicia Hadby. We just make fun of her and we say Hadby. She said, Naledi, you know, so in English it's like exclusivity is key. Don't go to every single party, because when you're always there, nobody really cares to see you or not. But where you're not there, the demand is high. People want to be around you if they don't see you really often. Learn how to stay in a weekend. Learn how to be by yourself. Learn how to turn things down, even though the vibe is vibing. Just choose yourself, be in your space, because the thing is, those people are there today won't be there next week. And always, guys, chase the bag. Don't chase people, don't chase fun times, chase the bag. Because I'm telling you right now, there are a lot of people that we see now that we're not going to see next year, that we're not going to see the year after that, because they will have fallen down the trap, the hole of being consumed by the lights and not really capitalizing on the opportunity that they had in that moment. And it's the truth. The next thing is kindness goes a long way even when you think it doesn't. And this one is really important because, you know, guys, it doesn't hurt to say hi to people. It doesn't hurt to be kind to people. You know, you can get to a place, yeah, okay, fine, we don't want to share hubs, we're in the midst of a pandemic, granted, but like, it doesn't hurt when people sit in an area with you to say hi. A lot of the people who have given me business opportunities are people that I met in the sick, and they were like, you know what, you're a nice person, what do you do? And I'm like, no man, I just do YouTube, you know, I'm rocking and rolling, grinding, whatever. And they'd be like, oh no, send me a YouTube page. And they would end up plugging me with campaign work, because they'd be like, don't you remember, you said hi to me, you gave me a drink, you gave me a shot, you did this. And I'm like, me? Are you sure, me? And they're like, yes, you, Naledi. Yes, you don't have to be nice to every single time. No, you kind of do have to be nice to every single time, because what are you being a dick for? There will be people who will rub you up the wrong way. There will be people who want to say things about you that are biased and untrue. And that's the reality of the world that we live in. But kindness goes a long way even when you think it doesn't, because there'll be that one person that you're just kind to. And that person, your kindness to them, they will have had a bad day at work. They will have felt like, you know, nothing's going good. And then they just meet you a little bit of good in their day. And it'll change your whole spectrum. It'll change your life's trajectory. And a lot of people might find it hard to believe, but there's a Sotho proverb that says "Umotho ka batho," and my family teaches me that a lot. Oh, they say "Umotho ka batho, umotho ka batho, umotho ka batho." So I get very offended personally when people are like, "Oh, she's not nice," because I was taught that at home. Like, it was something that was drilled into my mind as a kid. Even growing up, umotho ka batho, umotho ka batho, o ska tella batho. Like, you never know gore kopana le mang ko strateng la o mbona sena diphahlo, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, guys, just remember that kindness goes a long way even when you think it doesn't. It's like the sunlight where the little drop goes a long way. Kindness goes further than that. I've also had a hard time where I've been nice to people and they'll just be very standoffish, but that's not my L to take. That's their L to take. If I'm nice to you and you're not nice to me, cool, I can respect that, but you can never go around and say I wasn't nice to you, because that's ridiculous. There we go, ridiculous. The next thing that I learned at 27 before 28 is that be more selfish. Yo, can't emphasize that enough, bro. One of the hardest, most difficult, Jerome would kill me if I kept saying hardest, one of the most difficult things I've had to learn in my 20s is to be selfish, because I've been selfless for a really long time. I've been so selfless. I put other people before myself, personally, family-wise, work-wise. Like, I'm always plugging people. I'm always trying to make sure people are okay. And I've come to realize that people don't share the same perspective on life as me. You know, we weren't raised the same. We don't grow up in the same homes. We're not taught the same life lessons. And the most difficult thing I've had to learn is that just because you're selfless doesn't mean the person next to you has to be selfless. Just because you've plugged them doesn't mean they have to plug you. They didn't put a gun to your head. They didn't say, please help me. You offered. And now you're expecting the same kind of energy in return. And it's like, who do you think you are? I didn't ask, you know? It was a tough, this was one of the, it was a difficult lesson to learn. But it was one that woke me up to focus on me and bettering myself and not focus on others. I think 2022 has said, be selfish. Be selfish with your time. Be selfish. What the hell is going on? Selfish. Be selfish with your time. Be selfish with your energy. Be selfish in general, dude. Like, just be selfish. You don't have to be mean to be selfish. You can be kind and be in all those spaces, but like, just like, keep your dreams and your ideas to yourself. Tell those you can trust. And when I say those, minimum 2 people, because you tell a couple of people, they start kind of adapting your ideas, they start bettering them, especially in the industry I work in, dude. Like, nobody has your best interests at heart. You have your best interests at heart. And I mean that from a television, and I mean that from a social media point of view. We are all fighting for the same bread, bro. And I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. We're fighting for the same bread. So the mean girl energy won't do you any good, but also understanding when not to speak and keeping your ideas and your prayers and your hopes and your dreams to yourself will help you. The next thing is, one thing I've learned, and this was so difficult, is that forgiveness will truly free you. Now, this one involved Drake, because a lot of the things that happened over the years, as much as I felt like I forgave him, there was still a little bit of resent, a little bit of what went wrong, you know. Nobody's ever really hurt me the way that he did, and nobody's ever really put me in a position the way that he did. So there was a lot of like questions, resentment, anger, and it set me back a lot. And I realized that in my other relationships, then I'm not gonna move forward until I fully forgive him and free myself from the cage that I kept myself in for years. I don't regret anything that has happened since the breakup, but what I do regret is not trusting people enough, because I still had the mentality that they were gonna hurt me, or kind of reverting everything back, being more pessimistic when it comes to relationships. I didn't really have any faith in relationships. I started being very transactional about them, like, you give me this, I give you that. let's keep it moving, let's keep it a buck. I'm a lover generally, but also I had this expectation that people were going to hurt me, and I had to deal with it. But I had also kind of succumbed myself to dealing with it the best way I know how, breaking up with you and moving on. Not forgiving and trying to understand why that happened. Also trying to understand my flaws and what could have led to that. Not to say I'm blaming myself, but the contribution to the toxicity that I bring to the table. So not forgiving people and not willing to see their point of view because I was stuck in the men are trash era kind of affected me and inflicted a lot of pain on the other relationships that I had experienced. So that is the one thing I learned, is that forgiveness will truly free you. And I think honestly I'm in a position right now to be in the best relationship, but I just obviously want that relationship to reciprocate my energy, because I feel like my energy comes from a very pure place, and I want the same from my partner. So yeah. The next thing that I learned in my 20s is that dating sucks. Oh man, dating sucks ass. Dating sucks. I just want to meet the guy I want to marry and get married. Like, that's just me. I don't know about y'all, but that's just me. Okay, I want to meet him, get married, have not babies, but like I want to meet him. I don't even know if I can get married. I want to meet him and fight and sit and like just be happy. That's what I want to do. But anyway, dating sucks. The next one that I learned is that you can't save everyone. You need to save yourself first. You can't pour from an empty cup. Yeah, that was also a difficult one. It goes well in like tie with forgiveness. I poured from an empty cup for so long. I was so empty, like I felt dead inside, and I started feeling myself kind of come to life again with this channel, with people who were like, hey, I relate to you, I get you, I love you, I understand you, I fucks with you, I want to be your friend. And I was like, damn. It was a low self-esteem point where I couldn't believe that there were strangers on the internet who felt like I was worthy enough to be their friend. So I started filling up my cup, especially with your comments, guys, with your love, with your support. My cup filled and it overflowed. And I'm in a better place to love, to share with you guys, to support you guys now. And to kind of rebuild the Naledi that is broken into the Naledi that I'm meant to be. Because I think also I was carrying a lot of traumas from my parents, from my past. And I got into relationships that obviously were detrimental to that somewhat growth. But now all those lessons have made me into such a better person. I feel like I'm so much better. I'm in a better place. I'm in a better position to love and be loved. I'm in a better position to support and be supported. I'm so vocal now about who I am and where I'm going and what I want, which is why I'm grateful for this era of my life. But yeah, next one is learn to be more grateful. I don't think I thanked God enough for all the blessings I have now. I think it's because I wasn't expecting them the way that they came. Like I wasn't ready for all the goodness God poured into my life, because I felt like he didn't hear me for so long. Like he just let me suffer. And suffer is a really bad word to use, because this phase of my life reminds me of the point where God was on the cross right after, you know, was it Pontius Pilate? They'd hang him there for 3 days, and God was like, why have you forsaken me? That moment felt like 2 years of my life. Like, why have you forsaken me? Why have you forsaken me? What has gone on? What did I do wrong? And God was like, just trust the process and just trust me, you know? And I don't talk a lot about my faith, because I know that I have a lot of people who follow me from different religions, different beliefs, and that's why this channel is not made to kind of follow one belief, because I'm a very open book. I'm very open to questioning my own belief. Not to say that I don't believe in it, but I question it from time to time, because that's what we do as humans, and I never want to make anybody come into my channel and feel like, oh God, not her telling us how our gods don't matter. But yeah, I was in that stage in my life where I asked God, why have you forsaken me? and I felt like he didn't hear me, and I cried, guys. I screamed. I don't know how I made it through the last few years, but I did. And this makes this moment in my life that much more gratifying. So yeah, I'm happy. I don't want to cry. We're not crying today. We happy today. The next one is protect and nurture good friendships. Those last a lifetime. It took so many friendships where I've been a very absent friend for me to realize how much I need the friends that I have in my life right now. I need my friends. Senzo, Naledi, Dineo, like I need my friends. Like if I don't talk to them for days, I get very weirded out. I get very like spazzed. I think the only thing is I hate that Senzo's so far away from me. I hate it so much. Like it even bothers me because sometimes I need to see Senzo, because when he's okay, then a part of me is okay. But he's so far off from me. He's in Bumalanga. No, he's in Tema, but he's pretty far out. But it took me losing so many friendships to realize how appreciative I am of the friendships I have now. Like God couldn't have given me a better, like, you know, quadruple of people. I love them. They're the only ones who know my secrets. Like those guys put a gun to their head and they're spilling. Popcorn room is going up. I'm laughing because it's true. The next thing I learned is that if it doesn't feel right, it's because it's not right. Trust your intuition. Guys, if it doesn't feel right, it's because it's not right. If you for a second feel it in your guts that it's not right. I think it took me 26 years to start trusting my gut, because every time I felt like I want to go home, something went wrong that night. Every time I was like, I'm not feeling good, something went wrong that night. So every time I was sad or whatever, something went wrong. And I hate that I had to learn it with such bad instances, but it took so much learning that when I feel like, I'm done, I tell my friends I'm leaving once and I'm gone. I understand, hi guys, as a group, what that I inform my friends, guys, I'm leaving, I'm off, take care guys, I'm going home. I give out to the door, I got to, hi, show me one more time. And then now I don't take kindly to people who try to force me to stay in situations I don't want to be in. Like if I don't want to go, I'm going. And normally my friends will be like, hi, sharp bit. And people will be like, why are hamba? And my friends will be like, when Naledi has decided, she's leaving. This is why I see traits of my mom, because I feel like there's something in my shoulder that goes, go home, go home. I'm like, wow, why am I going home? Okay, I'm going home. I'm going home. But yeah, guys, honestly, if your intuition doesn't feel right about a situation, even a business decision, it's not right. There was a guy I was supposed to sign to an agency, and then I didn't feel good about this decision. Like he kept pestering me, and then not really pestering me, but like I kept like delaying, and then this big scandal came out about that particular agency, and I almost signed to them, and I was like, thank you, Jesus. Jesus, thank you. It's one of the reasons why I'm so skeptical. Like I trust my intuition more than ever, because when it comes to my money, don't fuck with my money. Don't fuck with my money. Okay. The next thing that I learned is hard work plus passion equals success. Now, you do have to work for the rest of your life, but when you have hard work and passion, that blend is guaranteed success, dude. Like when you do what you love, when you don't let anybody tell you otherwise. If you want to be a DJ, be a DJ. If you want to be a soccer player, be a soccer player. If you flipping want to own a tech company, you can do it. If there's anything I've learned, what's ordained for you, no one can go against, okay? And what you're passionate about, that passion comes from somewhere. It comes from a need inside of you, a need that you have to fulfill. And a lot of the time, you're never wrong about that. You're never wrong. The next thing I learned, and this was thanks to YouTube, it was, don't worry, you will find your tribe. Going on to the space for a long time, I felt loud, I felt odd, I felt, weird. And I felt like this all my life, actually. I felt like this all my life. It took so much out of me to just be myself on the space. And a lot of people just think it's so easy. It's actually not easy. It's difficult as fuck. Like, I get it. But once you're true to yourself, your tribe comes in numbers. And I was true to myself. I told stories. I was loud. I was bombastic. You know, people say whatever they wanted to say about me, but then my tribe came in numbers. They were like, who this girl? I like this girl. I like her. You know, and I'm so appreciative to that like moment, because it was like the turning point of me realizing that fuck what people say was the turning point where everybody who liked me now was like, damn, fuck what people say, I love her. And I was like, I love you too. Okay, sorry. The next thing that I've learned is that marriage isn't for everyone, especially me. Yeah, no, I'm not. I think I'm in my Bonang era where I just don't want to get married. Like, I don't want to have kids. I want to be rich. Yeah. The next thing I learned is that learn to walk away from things that no longer serve you. Now, I've read this comment many times, but did I walk away? Zui. Zoo. But now, guys, I don't know who I've become now. But when something doesn't serve me, I'm walking away. Hey, from the troubles in my life, I'm walking away. Yeah. Oh, it's not a better day. I'm walking. Okay, Craig David said it. He's walking away, and so am I. If Craig David walks, I'm walking too. The next thing I learned, and this was so difficult, but this year he's proven himself, he's outdone himself. God is there even when you feel like he or she isn't. Now, I don't know how people refer to God. I still refer to him as a he because I went to a Catholic school. But God is whoever you want him to be, and whoever you want him or she to be, whoever you want they to be. Get with the winning time. Get with the times, okay? It's not just he or she. Get with the times. There's non-binary, so you understand that, you respect that. I had to see God at a point where even when the good things were happening, I didn't know how to thank him because I still felt like I didn't know him, you know? There was a point where I stopped praying. I gave up on life, on myself, because a lot of people gave up on me as well. So when I say a lot of people, I'm not talking like third parties didn't have faith in me because I obviously wasn't a conventional beauty. Family members didn't think I'd do so well. I don't know. Nobody just really saw me as a threat or anything that could potentially be something. So nobody really took me seriously. And I don't know. I guess I stopped taking myself seriously at some point, which is ironic because I studied so hard and all that other stuff, but I never actually saw it as milestones because it was just like, meh, I just want to prove that I can, but I didn't think I would be something. And God just, I keep attributing this to my mom because maybe we think we're hearing God, but I just heard it in my mom's voice. And I still believe, without a shadow of doubt, it was her calling out for me, begging me to not give up, because I think it would have broken her heart. The next thing is the best things in life are food. Not free, food. I love food, guys. I appreciate food. I enjoy food. One of the things that I told myself a few years ago is that I wanted to be a food vlogger. I wanted to go to restaurants. I wanted to be paid to eat food, be on MasterChef, do all that other stuff. A food critic at some point. There was a point where me and my exes would all try new restaurants. Well, not my exes. Maybe Drake and Nathan. And Frank a little bit, but food was just generally at the heart of everything that I do and I love for. And everyone who's ever dated me knows Naledi, food. I don't think there's one man who's ever been with me who doesn't know that Naledi and food. If you say what's the one thing she loves and he says money, that man is not my man. That man doesn't know me. That man never even dated me. Exactly. The next thing I learned before I turned 28 is that not everyone is gonna like you. In fact, they might all end up hating you. It's true though. The thing about, and I don't want to call it fame because I still haven't come around to understanding that this is my life. I still haven't come around to accepting that this is my life. So I don't regard it as fame. I just regard it as everything I've worked for. But in this point in my life, I'm starting to see a lot of people that I don't know out of the woodworks, and they just dislike me. And I'm like, when people don't know you, they have an opinion that they're going to make of you, and you're just going to have to take it. And that's the thing about being in my industry. You're just going to have to take it, because if you respond to it, if you react to it, and that's the one thing about me I've also learned, don't react. I added that to the list. It's part of this one. I used to react. I was very reactive. And I would see people would use that as a mechanism against me, to try to see if I was going to react on social media. And then I stopped reacting. Like, I stopped looking for things that would hurt me. I started blocking every single person or every single thing that would interact with anything that was against me. And I found peace, bro. I really found peace. And I feel so bad for celebrities who have this on grander scales, where people just want to bully you. Even when you've done nothing wrong, they just want to bring you that negative energy. And the thing is, I've had my days where on Twitter, I would tell shit like it is. But I'm at a point where my career matters more than going at it with a stranger on a platform. Like, you're allowed to think what you want to think of me, and if you hate me, congratulations. If you like me, welcome to the team. If you don't like me, okay. The next thing that I learned is that when it's your time, it's your time. God said this year, it's your time. And I was so sad, because I was like, I saw all my other counterparts, so my colleagues doing very well in their YouTube platforms, doing very well in their personal platforms, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? You know, like, I'm working my ass off. I'd see them get these big brands, I would see them attract these big platforms, and I'd be like, or you know, or maybe I'm just not enough. I'm not it. I don't have the it factor. And then God was like, no, it's because that's not what is meant for you. And then it became my time. And when God said it's my time, he said it's my time. And I'm grateful. I think I've mentioned God quite a bit, because I don't think I've thanked him enough as I should have, you know. And that's the truth. The second last thing is, it's okay to lose people. God is making room for better. Now, I've lost a lot of people this year. Yo! I've lost so many people. Yo! And to a point where I was like, is it me? Is it me? I started really like getting into this depressive state, thinking, no, man. And then I started having conversations with my friends to kind of really evaluate, like, where are my flaws? Where do I do better? You know, and a lot of my friends, we fought many times before. I've fought with Sanzo, I've fought with Naledi, I've fought with the other Naledi, I've fought with Dinao many times. But they are people who never gave up on me and our friendship. Like, even when it was me at fault, like, my friends are also at fault. I'm not sitting here saying it was me and I was the bad guy all the time, but I've had my instances where I've been wrong. And to have a group of friends who never gave up on me the way that group never did is something, it makes me even emotional, because I've seen how everything has played out this year. I've seen a lot of people that I thought would never be those people to me, and it was a big wake-up call that, you know, we can't be naive anymore. We don't live in the times where people have your best interests at heart just because you have theirs. You now need to think for yourself. But a small part of me still wishes we were more good to one another as people, not even as friends, as people. Like, I just wish we were better to one another. I just wish we all cared about each other. But it was a difficult lesson, but it was a worthwhile lesson to learn, because the people that are in my life now are people I would never trade for anything in the world. I would never, ever. And then the last one is, may my dreams never be tainted by those who feel I cannot reach them. Dear God, may my dreams never be tainted by those who feel I cannot reach them. And I hope that, to my subscribers, if there's anything these past 3 years of being with me has taught you, is that my life has changed in 3 years in ways that I never thought it would. Okay? But I hope that you realize that I never had to change any part of myself to get to this point. Not even one. People think you're stupid for telling stories. Cool. People think you're weird for eating on camera. Okay. People want to say whatever they want to say about you. Great. But there are people out there whose lives you're changing, or who feel like you are the next best thing, and all it takes is you moving and it blocking out the noise to get to a part where I can tell you guys with no shadow of doubt that I'm sitting here and I'm at the best point I've ever been at in my life. I'm a really emotional person, y'all know that. But yeah, I'm grateful. Yo, I'm grateful. Yo, I can't believe this is my life. I'm grateful that I was even afforded the opportunity to have this life, and on top of that, be able to change people's, or to touch people in some way, not inappropriately, but to touch people. I never in my life thought I would be able to do this. Like, I never in my life thought I would be able to do something like this. And I'm sitting here, 2 TV shows, 2, a really good YouTube channel, and all it took was just being myself. That's all it took. That's all it took. But y'all guys, I'm really happy. It was a great day today. It was a great day. But anyway, no tears. I told myself, we're not crying, ain't no more crying. I'm a crybaby. I cry every time apparently. But anyway, yes guys, we've reached the end of this video. Comment down below, let me know how you feel about where you are in your life right now, and if there's anything that you've learned, comment down below and let me know. But until then, I love you guys so much, and we'll see you guys in the next video on Vlogtober. And I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. I would be nothing without you guys, honestly, truthfully. Thank you.